That first half, I feel like was the star players on either side didn't turn. We've got Nico, 3 kills, and Simple was right down there at 5 towards the end until he had that great showing on the last round. But it's all to play for still. If Na'Vi can pull this round together, they can certainly start thinking about getting 3 rounds on the board and then see what happens after that.
And Nico, that's a talking point. I mean, this seems to be the perceived solution to all the issues, to all of his pride, you could say. I mean, the fact that he's no longer getting kills is an issue in itself, right? If he wants to win game lead, if they think that's the answer, he still needs to perform because he is the 3rd best player of 2018. He's been on everyone's radar for so long. The fact they're winning is, yeah, absolutely, that's spectacular, but it still is cause for concern.
It's going to be the execution here. All 5 players for Na'Vi have to go in now. Smoke towards Spawn and Coffins, but the CT's ready for that. They'll be jumping on top of the Coffins now and seeing if they can get the first kill. But what a response that is. Look at the perfectly thrown smoke. That's going to cause absolute chaos here as Na'Vi commit now.
Adren just waiting for it. Just dancing back and forth. Wants to figure out the side they'll enter into. Baits them to Nico, but Nico gone. It's now all onto Adren. So proficient with the pistol, but you know who is? A man who got an ace last time. He's got 2. He's got the only 2 for Na'Vi so far, Flamey. As the bomb gets planted inside of B, Olaf's going to take the long rotation, the flank from behind. Zeus is watching it. And it's Guardian that wants Rain to work with him so he can get in from Ruin, so he can take some of the attention away. Zeus gave it up. Zeus thought he'd cleared Banana. He hadn't. Olaf was in behind the wall. They're going to think that's wide open, but now they realize with the other kills, they've all turned around. Flamey's looking for double ace in the pistol. Double ace in the pistol! Both of them! 10 kills, 2 pistols, 2 rounds for Na'Vi.
I've never seen that before. Ever. Back-to-back aces and pistol rounds. Flamey is worth his weight in gold right now. It was the only real talking point they had in the first half as they had such a convincing pistol, and they've done it again in the second. I can't believe it. Is that enough? CTs are going to force buy in the second round. It can be a very strong approach here with the CZ. The smoke's treated like a gun round. And you can see if Na'Vi will crumble at all. They've been given a lifeline back into this game. Molotov towards the top of B, trying to slow down the aggressive push towards that side of the map. There's actually 3 CT players waiting on the other side of the flames. Electronic flashed off, and be very careful here, but luckily the rifles will prevail so far. Lots of damage done on the T side.
He goes back around. He will get 1. Deagle, Zeus was low. Couldn't respond, though. They weren't quite ready. Stuck inside of the cubby. Simple didn't get a return angle with the AK, and a smoke now down for Rain. He'll fall off of things. You know who won't? Nico. He's got the up-close pistols, so switch it out. Let them bait each other in.
This is scary for Na'Vi now. You got 2 players low, even lower now. Edward down to 22. Electronic, great shot towards Nico. That might save things.
Edward holds off on Olaf as well. They converted the last pistol. That looks more fancy than really it was. He just fired through and knew where he was, but it's nonetheless a kill again, so it's going to cost them a bit of money. They did survive the anti-eco in the last half as well. This time with a force buy coming out from the CTs, it could amount to more. It was 2 rounds only. This time we could look toward 3 potentially for Na'Vi, and if we do that from 5 rounds, we get to 10-8. That's a 2-round spread. It's absolutely a wide open game.
Absolutely. And it is going to be FaZe giving this round up. Rain with 2 kills in the round, the only 2 they got. You can see Edward and Simple are the walking wounded right now. They can't really do much at this stage, but Rain hungry for another frag here potentially. Remember, it's $600 per kill with the SMG he currently has. Problem with low HP himself. Might just want to consider saving it. Not really worth going down, at least for the UMP. He can drop his deagle. They'll have a little bit of firepower. Probably not enough to win the round, but it's something. As he needs to be very careful here. Just going to be holding on to the UMP. But the looks of things, down to 43. He will survive. And Na'Vi, more importantly, they will as well. They managed to negate the force by a FaZe clan there. It was looking so touch and go, but some nice shots from Electronic. Fall back towards A and take down the solo player waiting on the other side of the map. Na'Vi are on for 3 in a row here. So the deal presumably dropped. That's going to get in the hands of Nico. Rain will keep his UMP. They have a smoke as well. So it's not a full eco, but not much better than that.
It's really not. Guardian already tagged as well by a nade. Doesn't have armor, so it was quite a distance from him, but nonetheless still put him down to 71. The hold from middle on the T side, and Edward will follow up the nade. That one was a massive amount of damage. 71, I just said. That nade just absolutely erased him.
He's gone now, but not forgotten.
I was going to say, we'll remember him. We'll keep him in our thoughts.
Edward, though, starting to warm up into this series, but here comes Nico. There's one man you don't want to start finding headshots like that. Unbelievable scene. Surely he's done at this stage. Electronic takes him down, but still a chance for a Dren here, but he's taken 57 HP.
Wanted to get the gun. Importantly as well, there's a smoke down that was on that corpse. If he hadn't been able to pick up that, it would have been more dissuasive toward the B side. He would have just been able to hold off that extra little bit. The fact that they've actually fallen back off of it, he's got the smoke. He's gone anyway. Simple finds him, building up yet more kills for him. He sits now, just to note, on 11, so is starting to get his feet moving.
That's what they need.
Flamey tops the leaderboard, not surprisingly, but it's only 17 when you consider he got 10 in 2 rounds.
Yeah, good point. Olaf can still win this, by the way. It's not impossible.
Well, I've gone directly toward him. They haven't gone back over to B where it was open, and he was well aware of it, but they cleared it systematically, all 3, and Bomb, just for the extra money, goes down in the hands of Simple, and as mentioned, we are now at that 2-round game.
They absolutely are. There's Nico showing us what he's capable of. Round 19. Remember, this is a very CT-sided map, so it's still quite the advantage for FaZe. They finally will put together a decent amount of resources. They've got the double orb set up in the hands of Nico and Guardian. There's 1 kit available, so they want to get a couple of rounds on the board before they're fully equipped here, but Na'Vi looking to continue their streak as they head towards B once again. More than happy to challenge it. It's one of the calling cards of Na'Vi. They'll always be at the top of Banana, nading, pushing through. Normally Zeus leading the charge, but this time it's Simple as he tries to nade off Nico here. We'll push him off the angle, but doesn't do too much damage at that Molotov. He gains some access. I'll try to boost it up as they do officially have Banana control with 1 minute 30 left on the clock. So great real estate picked up.
Spodek comes to life. What an absolute privilege it is to be in this building for all of us, for everyone. Shot down Electronic. He'll open it up. It's Nico, the man with the pistol last time that's gone already. And Electronic, he's going to go in. He's already through smoke. I don't even think it's... Oh, Adren is aware. He's heard him. Gets behind the pillar just enough. Not quite as the M4 finds one, but it's Zeus to return. It's a man you'd love to get trades in every situation. Surely. It builds him up just a bit. Smoke down.
They should save at this point. I think they're going to. They still have the lead. They don't have to win this round. If Adren gets 2, they probably go for it. But a 4 versus 3, we've got the AWP on the retake as well. There's potentially more smokes and Molotovs to come through. Just take the round. And it's going to be Na'Vi finding their 4th now in the second half. It's going to be 10-9. This would be absolutely astonishing if they can pull it right back for a 10-5 deficit on their CT side. It's Guardian, Olaf, and Rain holding on to the weaponry they have, and a decent amount of kit as well. You can see Olaf Meister have all the grenades as he falls back. So the round is guaranteed at this stage. It's up to Simple just to clear out the ruins and make sure everything's taken care of. Nice position from Rain. That's going to get him a kill at least. As he'll find Flamey. Wants to drop down now. He knows he's a prime target for the terrorist forces. And they'll huddle up on the bomb site here, deny any sort of access. But Na'Vi, they win the round and keep 3 players up as well. Does Edward commit to this? Will he go down? He survives. So 3 survive on either side of the equation. It's FaZe losing their lead as it goes 10-9. And they do have enough to buy into this, but that could be a problem going forward if they keep forcing around these sort of situations.
We might have a small technical. I will say I applaud Valve. Something interesting's happened in the game. They won't be able to see it.
Presenting at the start of each round, what seemed like a very caged game so far. I haven't seen any unbelievable moments from him, and just punishing the opposition, showing that lack of respect. He's almost being jolted around the map there. You can see FaZe giving the game plan to present lots of fakes and lots of changes to the last second with 15 seconds remaining, rotating back to the other bomb site here just to make sure that he's nothing to do with the situation. He knows he needs to be part of it when they finally commit, and he's taking his teammates' information, and it's so far so good for FaZe in that department. But Simple, 11 kills now. Looking a lot stronger. We'll see if round number 20 is where he can really show us what he can do on Inferno, as Guardian has stole the show in the first half. Like Olaf is back on the server now, so we'll be back underway momentarily. Na'Vi 1 round away from tying this one up. Inferno used to be a bit of a specialist map for them. Not as powerful these days, but still strong in their map pool.
Yeah, it certainly is. I keep in mind as well for FaZe, there used to be a bit of stubbornness within this map pool where Nico is bringing out a double op, and it... Not that he's... Look, he's capable of everything in any situation, But unfortunately in that one, it seemed like he was almost being a little bit too aggressive at times with the op on B, and it cost them more than it gained. So that's something to look out for if he goes for it, because he just gets caught off so much. He forced off the new box. If they can overwhelm him, they can certainly exploit that. It's a French philosopher, Henry, who once said, the preoccupation with possession, more than anything else, is what keeps us from living freely and nobly. And if he gets too preoccupied on that op, perhaps he will be prevented from living freely and nobly.
Perhaps. Time will tell, Matthew. It's a very profound thoughts. We'll see if it's going to be enough there as we get into round 20. Guardian. Waiting for the initial grenades to come through. It's simple holds a T steps for anyone to challenge him. CT's not going to be going for that initial control by looks of things. They'll hold it at the top, and they're not pushing right down. It's Nico, the M4, at this juncture. We'll see him working with Dren is going to be the new combination that's allowing them to win that side of the map. You're absolutely right. It was the B side of this CT half. There was always a bit of a letdown for them when the double orbs came out. It felt like he couldn't perform the same level he could with the rifle.
Yeah, it seemed like stylistically he wanted to play aggressive and take repeats as if he had a rifle, and he couldn't. He couldn't get the spray downs. He was getting overwhelmed. He was getting caught out too often.
One thing we should point out, just before we get into that FaZe are not using a single AUG on their CT side right now. They've got all M4s along with the AW.
It's actually a very good point, because it's been quite vocal from Nico on social media that he does not like the weapon. He does not want it in the game. It's quite like Scream. And you know what? Cool. That's fine. You may not like it, but to quote more philosophy and quote Darwin, it's not the strongest nor the smartest who survives. It's those who adapt. And if you can't adapt to it, you're just not going to survive at this level. So bring out the AUG might be the answer. We'll see if that's what haunts them. Within one, this great start they've had, slowly falling away, and Simple on the repeat from the half wall. He's going to find Nico through the smoke. Again, aggressive. Rain's forced out. Remember, they already found a Dren on this side, but Rain, he knows exactly how smoke clouds work. He fires through them always, and he gets 2 kills. Edward, he will at least get 1 back, but Flamey's cut off, and they know he's alone in the site now. Alone, but aggressive, and look how relaxed he is. Yeah, right. I know you're coming. Let's see who wins the fight. He's got to hold the angle. He's got to wait for them to go. And if they try and trade this together, it is an op for Guardian. That could certainly be a problem for them. It's not going to be. Olaf gets it instead.
Finally, the first round on the board there for FaZe in their CT campaign. It comes down to the 2 versus 1, but they handle it very well indeed. Edward maybe had to be a little bit more dramatic there in his hold. It was a pretty common position. Olaf comes in and pre-fires him there. You're right, though. If Olaf did go down, the trade of the orb was going to be very difficult, but they stuck together. I'm sure Guardian could have handled that as they get into round number 21. It's 11-9 overall, this time in favor of FaZe. That would have been 10-10. There's Rain, though. He's put on such a show today. Really impressive performance. It was a slow finish to 2018 for him. But on his feet now for sure. AK's out in full force for Nartis Vincere. They have all the grenades they need. They did win 4 rounds in a row on the T side, so they're comfortable for a couple more.
Double Molotov, one thrown from either side. They've passed each other in the air. Oh no, they're going to push through it. Great timing. That's a change of play. You want to talk about the B side? Sure. You can talk about the fact that Kerrigan was there with Nico. Now you've got a Dren. That's a change in itself. And sure, you could argue who's got more firepower. I'd probably lean toward a Dren. Lean toward Kerrigan naturally for tactics. But it's just even changing a person. If they're the same in every way, they're going to be slightly different in their positioning at the very least. And that could be enough to catch teams off. Rain falls off the box. He has to. Lost his vision. Guardian has not. He's not lost his nerve either. Inside the site, tight position behind the boxes, and he's going to look for it again, nearly so hyper-focused that he shot toward his teammate, but it's Olaf that stands tall inside of the pit, 2 to find. Bomb down on the balcony, and really nothing to do for Electronics. So FaZe regaining the ground, starting to get the momentum sailing on the CT side as well as they get to 12.
Na'Vi changing the pace completely for round number 21 there. This time focusing their efforts towards the A side of the map. You can see the smokes down. Not completely, though. Looks like they're missing a smoke grenade towards that pit position. Either they were just focusing towards a broken wall position, but Olaf Meister either way had an open shooting gallery at that stage. Na'Vi were hoping maybe 3 players went towards the B side of the map. They could get in towards A very quickly and just completely shut down the economy of FaZe at the reset. It doesn't happen. And now they are going to buy into this round, but there's certainly going to be compromises. They'll take the tactical timeout. It's their 3rd so far of this game. This is the best of 3, remember. The first map, though, indicative as to where it'll go. We thought it was FaZe running away with this, but Na'Vi showing their Inferno is still very strong indeed on the T side. Win both pistols courtesy to back-to-back aces from Flamey and pistol rounds. I don't think I've ever casted that in my life. I've never seen it before.
I don't. I've seen back-to-back aces in back-to-back rounds, but not in two pistols specifically.
Exactly.
That's insane, to be honest. Like, especially because it's not like he had the USP on for all 5 on the other side. He started with a Glock.
Yep. Pretty unreal. They end up losing this game, and that's what the start they had on either half. They'll be gutted, but still, Flamey, very impressive stuff. Zeus, as we mentioned, commonly found towards the bottom of Banana, and this time Guardian will be boosted on the pallets. Looking for that first kill, not going to get it. Opts to fall back. This is a huge, huge round here. Not only will FaZe find the 13th round, they'll shut down the money as Zeus starts to burn. He's at 14 HP. He's going down for sure. He somehow sneaks away. One bullet would have dropped him there, but he does survive for now. When you got the CZ, settle 5 on 5.
Flash. Nico off the angle. Admittingly, he'll go back out and look for more. The smokes off the one in the pit they want to find. Edward very vocal. He's calling timings, it seems. They're going to work off of him. He wants them to get him out of the boiler. He wants the shallow smoke so he can peek. Is there enough of a gap? Well, arch side, Simple goes. It's rather optimistic at times. They've taken advantage of that. The fact that he sprayed in so aggressively, that's Rain's invitation to go back to the Conley, because if they thought it was clear, it's not. Oh, HP!
Oh,
He ran out of
what?
ammo. He couldn't find it. Zeus got out. The spray got wild. And it is Na'Vi gone wild inside of the site because bombs should be planted momentarily. It's picked up again by Edward. Guardian still toward Moto. It's a double op retake as well. This could be a huge problem. 2 kits. Nico doesn't have one. Guardian and Adren do. And Adren is on the move from top middle. They'll come from all approach, all angles. Guardian even going back to clear to make sure that no one got behind him in library.
Yeah, this is way too tentative now. They might consider this not going for this at all, but still, there's plenty of time left on the bomb. It's just a double AWP on the retake that scares me for them. It's a 3-on-3, but Zeus somehow still alive in this round, gets his second. He was taken down to 14 HP at the start, but goes on to win 2 more duels, and that's surely the round victory for Na'Vi now as a sneaker trying to lock them in on the bomb site. Electronic will be found by Adren, and still valuable kills here. They kill absolutely everyone. Sure, Na'Vi take the round victory, but FaZe will still be thinking they can take this in the next round. They've really hindered the money going forward.
Absolutely. It's only 2 rounds they won in a row, remember, so their money isn't great either, but yes, you're absolutely right. Na'Vi's isn't going to be at all, so they'll buy into this, and if they lose now, you give FaZe 13 rounds plus 1. I say plus 1, it's a hypothesis, in theory, right? We're hypothesizing that they would then win the anti-eco, presumably.
Well, we get into round 23. And the reason, the significance of the double AWP there is because that is not a close-range weapon. You cannot be nimble with it. You can't be agile. So, yes, it's great for getting the opening picks, but if you don't get those, you have to walk into the bombs of the AWP. Chances are the rifles or even the pistols will have the advantage. So whenever we see that sort of setup in a 3v3 like that, you're always saying, well, they might as well consider saving this point because unless you get some sort of miraculous sequence come through, it's unlikely you actually win this round. As we will take a tactical timeout. This time it's for FaZe. See Yanko riling up the troops. Guardian still has his AWP. Adren has the AK-47. This could decide the outcome of the game here. If this goes 13-10, it's double eco territory for Na'Vi, and they don't have the time to do that. So they'll bring together Galils and AKs. Remember, after losing all 5 players in the previous round, yes, they won it courtesy of the bomb explosion, but that's only $3,500 per player going to the next round. Zeus with UMP, Edward and Flamey with Galils, just so they have a little bit of utility going forward here. Very difficult round for them. Can they do anything with it?
Flash high, Zeus. He'll swing off of it just to check. Doesn't actually go all the way around. Double nade. The first one actually bounced into Cubby, didn't do anything to him. Second one certainly left more than just a scratch.
We should note as well, this is actually FaZe's picking the best of 3. We move on to Mirage next, which is Na'Vi's. But if you're Na'Vi right now, that map ball is actually looking very good for you.
Well, this is the other thing. There is a slight caveat on that. Yes, this looks great. You're in this game. Mirage is absolutely their choice. We know Simple loves it. Dust 2. We saw these guys in London now 3 weeks ago. It's crazy how fast time flies. in the shape-up event for this. It was a showcase event, 4 teams only. They actually didn't win it. North did. And the reason for that is because they said they've been working Dust 2. They brought it into the best of 3 in that series. They lost it, and then Nuke was next, and it left them with little options. So sometimes that happens. You bring in a new map, and it just falls a little short. So that's the 3rd map. We'll see if it shows that they've been working on it still. That's if we even get that far. Nico behind Newbox. He'll flash himself off, but it's Zeus that gets through the smokes and finds 2 on the UMP. Rain has to back away already. That reset we talked about might not be happening.
I don't think the CTs even go for this now. That's Zeus getting on top of the first orange. You can jump up there yourself, and he found 2 players on entry with the UMP of all the weapons. That's the one that does it. He picks up an AK-47 now. What a brilliant round from him. He managed to get 2 kills in the round they won previously as well to actually get them access towards the A side. Now he cracks open B as well, showing us that he still has the moves to cause a massive amount of impact there. Fantastic work. It will be a 5-on-3, and Rain, Guardian, Olof have no choice but to save their weaponry. They're running low on cash now as well. That's just blown this game wide open. If FaZe won that round with a clean sweep, that would have been it. For me, that was GG. But Na'Vi, they're the ones that don't drop a single player, and they're hunting for a bit more here as well. They know they're isolated in the pit. They're going to flash in and let Simple at him.
Rain's got him, though. Certainly ready for that, standing on top of the bike. Goes off, but the round gone, low HP. Can't really justify going too far for this. Flamey gets 1 back. Certainly they want to keep the op up. Zeus holds on to it, and Olof gets away with the only gun. Na'Vi is inching at them. They're all over it at this point.
Well, this stage, it's FaZe. They kept 3 players up there. Would have been fantastic. They actually dropped 2 and only 1 survives. They can't really force this one. They're going to have to take it on the chin and allow an eco to slip by here. But that's Na'Vi tying things up at 12-12 on FaZe's map pick. This is pretty remarkable. I wasn't sure Na'Vi had it in them after the 10-5 deficit they received in the first. I didn't think their T-side would be strong enough, but happy to be proven wrong. And this is looking fantastic now as Simple and Electron go toe-to-toe with 4 members of FaZe towards the banana area. They then drop a single player. It's only Flame that goes down towards the A side. It's a great work from them. We have tied the scoreline up completely. And I believe FaZe, they can buy this. They've got about 4.5K per player, so they have enough to buy. And it's going to be far from ideal. Lovely work from Electronic there. Big Lil just mows through players without the careful up. Round 25 comes in. Rifles only on the CT side. No AWP for Guardian.
He's going to the AUG instead. 2 AUGs, 3 M4s again. Nico, he's going to use that weapon. So too Olof. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. Nico's not that old. Olaf's getting up there. That's the crazy part of this life cycle that we're in esports. Zeus gets damage inflicted upon him. So too does Nico, for that matter, though. He's on 68. Flash up. Nico caught. It's back around in time, but Zeus was also blind. Couldn't peek it. There was a kill available to them if Zeus was more aware of the flash coming over the top. Simple going to be the one to try and open up the site. He'll make sure they don't retake banana, that's for sure. Just hold it off at this point in time. And a Molotov down, they might. He knows exactly what that Molotov means. The flash hinders his plans. Smart to hold. They won't go for the boost yet. Wouldn't surprise me at all if we saw Simple get elevated up onto the half wall, but he's actually elected to fall off it completely. He's at the bottom side of the banana. Bit of hesitation. Flamey's not really doing much toward the top side of A.
Notice that Adren and Nico, the players defending B, have no grenades between them. Defend off a full execution there. I say full, but it will just be the smoke towards CT spawn. It doesn't seem to be affecting them too much. It's going to be a back to 4th trade as now Zeus once again finding success upon the entries. The bomb's going down. Is this where Na'Vi take the lead?
Zeus is absolutely convinced of it. It might be. After the half we saw, they only won 2 gun rounds.
He was at 3 kills, I think,
suppose.
at the end of the half.
Absolutely. And again, I guess it was 3 gun rounds, but 10-5 at half on the CT side after a pistol start. Yeah, this is incredible turnaround. And again, we were sitting here thinking, hey, FaZe were geniuses. They brought out Inferno. Well, now you start to question why, because it's now 13-12 in favor of Na'Vi. 4 players staying alive again on their side. It's going to be only Guardian, saving an AUG, and Olaf so far that are alive with the M4, and that should end that way. There's not really much aggression toward their positions. Edward isn't going to quite be able to make contact onto Olaf.
There we have it. Na'Vi will actually take the lead at this point on their T side, 13-12. Money is in the proverbial bin as well for FaZe. They don't really have enough to work with here. They got $3,000 per player. They do have saved rifles, so maybe they'll be persuaded to invest into this round, but that's when you start to open Pandora's box officially at that point. If you keep force buying and not getting much return on it, you can sabotage your own finances. You might just be better off taking the full eco here, seeing what the 2 rifles can do, and look to close things out in an efficient manner with the full buys here. But this is what these timeouts are for. Everyone will discuss their ideas, have their input and what they want to do here. It's not looking too good, though, on the FaZe side of the equation as Na'Vi home in on 14 rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, this is exactly what they had to try and address. These leadership issues. Nico, just to point out, sits on 9, bottom of the table. Not where you'd expect to find him. Sure, superstars across the board for FaZe, but not at all where you'd expect to find him. So quick dilation is the only chance they'll have left. Timeout's over. Put it into action. Guardian, he'll hold toward the top side of Banana. AUG in hand, still waiting. The AWP, he's got to remember to hold the button down, not click once with that scope up in front of him.
See what Guardian can do here, completely flash. Nice sequence in Na'Vi that obtains information and real estate there. They've found out the Guardian, the saved rifles towards the B side of the map. They've pushed him right back here. They might potentially bait out some grenades as well as they throw a flash over. And they're going to fall back towards the A side of the map. It will be Nico and Olaf there with the M4 to defend. There's still a slight chance here as Edward will be putting the Molotov in towards quad. Opts for his teammate to do it instead. Olaf is in one of those positions where he can go very, very well or horribly wrong, courtesy of one flashbang here. We'll see which way it goes for him now.
Nico holds off PT50. Didn't quite get it done. Flamey showed some excellent patience to tap away with the AK and not get overcommitted to a spray in that situation. Off screen, Simple found Olaf. Electronic, he'll walk around. I don't know if he can check it. I was kind of thinking he was a little careless in that situation. But it doesn't matter because bomb goes down on the A site. Not really much that FaZe can do. So Na'Vi find 14. Again, timeout was called this round. Oftentimes you'll see it called out on a gun round, but see if they carry it over. See if they had some discussion about how to change it. We certainly saw a change on round 15 from Na'Vi that got them their 5th round by putting Simple solo anchor AWP on B. It might have to be something of that characteristic, something aggressive that's going to catch them off.
Still time though, not much of it, but it's there. This was an eco from FaZe. They'll have everything they need in the next round, especially these 2 rifles make it forward. But it's Na'Vi turning it around completely. 10-5.5 against him, and now they'll find themselves 14-12 in favor on the T side of Inferno. Pretty remarkable scenes here. It's FaZe with all to play for, but they made the correct decision, in my opinion at least, to take a more conservative approach there, allow the orbs to come out now and close this out with style. But Zeus is really feeling it. The calls are all coming together. He's hitting his shots. He's having massive amounts of impact upon entry. As we go to round number 27, Na'Vi with the wind in their sails. Will they purchase up the AWP once again? They absolutely do. Simple's got that. Up against Nico and Guardian. Remember, that's always been a bit of a talking point. Nico's not fragging this game up before more comfortable with the AWP. He's carrying 9 and 19. Quarterfinals here. Pressure is on. And they'll send 3 towards B at the start. Simple receives a few grenades here. The Flames won't touch it.
Oh, that will though. And touched very inappropriately by Nico's nade. Nico's got a follow-up as well. Electronic down 2 for him in the rounds. 1 by way of bullet on the AWP, and it's Electronic and Simple that'll watch from the sidelines. It'll still be a round in hand, even if they don't convert this. 5 in a row. It'll be reset potential. So every gun down certainly helps. Edward's shoulder peek toward the A site. That didn't go well for him. Rain didn't quite see the player coming in through the smoke as Flamey was there, but yeah, Zeus on an AWP, how often do you see that?
He just took down Nico in a one-on-one duel as well. That's remarkable. Gets the AK at this stage.
That's also remarkable. Switches out an op for an AK. Who else would do that? Gets the op pick and then says, yeah, I'll take the rifle.
Yeah. Well, he tried to cause some damage there. Almost got the second. Not going to work out for him. It's Edward with his 4 HP. Looks like he's going to save. 35 seconds. Quite an agonizing one. We get sort of time to dissect that round. It was Nico joined by 2 teammates there. They went for the grenade stack towards logs. That's where Simple resided. And at that point as well, he jumps up on the barrels, gets the second kill, and funnels them back towards middle, where Adren can start chiming in as well. Lovely work from FaZe. Not out of this just yet to be 14-13. That's locked in. Edward looking like he was going to save. He actually recovers the bomb and wants to make something of this. He can't plant at this point, so just seeing if anyone goes hunting for him. He needs to be careful. He needs to survive after the round timer expires or he gets no cash, but he still has 5k residual. He will survive either way. As Yanko congratulating Nico on a very successful round. Needs to make sure he keeps his head in the game. Round 28 now. He's still in the lead, 14-13.
One round, as I say, though, with the most important part of that lead in that one round is that they have a now 5-round reset that they could apply to FaZe. If they win this here, in this round, they go 15, and there'll be no guns for FaZe at all. So they have a chance to ultimately win it in this round. Likewise, they themselves have got some money carried over. Simple's got an op in the pocket. Edward would too after this round, so they'll be able to buy again. Then it gets quite desperate because you're tied up in the same situation to be flipped upon their head. Electronic starts it off. That's exactly what they want. Adren gets caught out outside of the flames, and Nico's tag going back into the site. They couldn't quite get enough damage onto him. He stays with 67 in the round, as Simple now will hold off. Quick check behind the bags by Zeus, and leaves Simple to his own devices, I think.
So they have 5 players up against 4. Flamey currently holding the A apartments for any sort of reaction down towards middle, or a push towards the ult mid position. They've got a minute remaining here. Does Flamey want to suggest they're coming back towards A with a bit of utility? Still has a smoke and Molotov here. They don't have to commit towards B, but question marks starting to appear as the CTs have lost a lot of information. You can see at the B site, no intel, no one at the barrels. Same story towards A, but now they've put Guardian position towards Quad. At least we'll have some idea as to what's going on here. As Na'Vi make their way back towards the A side, the full commitment coming in here now. It'll be a 5-on-2 in terms of manpower, as Olaf Meister and Guardian have to fend them off.
Guardian's looking short as well. He's not actually watching above him. He's going to rely on Olaf for that information. And 3 will flood this site. Guardian smartly transitions back because if he was left on the steps, he'd have a problem. He doesn't now. He's got 2, a third as well. He finds Simple, but is that enough? All his hard work, it may come undone. Bomb still gets planted, and it's the 2 rotating players from B that arrive and have to save it for FaZe. Again, reset if this round doesn't go their way. Kits for both. AKs to work with and a single flash.
Rain is there with the flashbang. Nico joins him. It's such a difficult retake here. The terrorists have such a massive advantage. The Molotov comes in. That's going to segregate them now. It's Rain that has to deliver. He goes down, and that's going to be it. That surely is the reset now. CT's winning the previous round, and losing this one means they get $1,400 per player in the next round. Na'Vi have found map points, and Nico with no choice but to save the AK-47. Guardian and all his heroics there towards the A site. It looked so good. It seemed like it was enough, but still, it's Zeus and Edward who will be claiming the round there. A difficult clutch, and it was testing even the strongest of players. Guardian, you thought that was enough, man. He's got to be gutted with that one.
Spectacular shots, no question about it. Stunning inside of the site, but again, it just wasn't enough. The bomb got planted. They got so overwhelmed, and the other 2 couldn't get anything done.
Remarkable scenes here. Tactical timeout by FaZe. They'll have to buy everything they possibly can here. We can have a look at a sneak peek, if you will. A UMP in the hands of Rain. It's not as bad as you might think. Nico still has the AK. He drops one weapon over. That's Guardian on the AUG. But Olaf Meister has to go in the shotgun. They now need 2 rounds in a row to take us to overtime. This is the pick of FaZe. Losing this one would be a disastrous affair. And they have to dig deep now and see what's available to them. Will they go for aggression here? Will they try and isolate one part of the map and challenge Zeus, who's been so prevalent towards the banana area? They've certainly got the skill in this team to make this round work, but Na'Vi really looking quite strong now.
Super strong at this point. What a turnaround as well. And I mean, I guess we've seen a bit of both teams in this series, and by that I mean both sides of both teams. We've seen ups and downs, poor CT sides on both fronts. Certainly the issues with Nico being on the in-game leading role, I certainly still bring that up. I think that's absolutely a problem for them. I think that's something they need to address. And Na'Vi with a slow start, Simple turns things around last round of the half, and then they get moving, they get motivated. Zeus, I have to say, as you pointed it out, great second half. 4 kills, he's now up to 12, he's keeping up with everyone, but it's the trades. It's his ability to be irrelevant in the rounds.
I'm not worried about the number of frags for him, it's the fact he's having such impact with those frags. The few he's got in the second half have actually led to significant round victories that has broken the back of